Hey folks, it's Rob from Rob's Movie Collection, and a couple of weeks ago on my Facebook page, one of my friends kind of made a joke about he showed a picture of like a huge movie collection and just great shelves and stuff. It's the movie collection of my dreams, and kind of joked about how it was mine, and oh my gosh, I wish it was. I wish mine was that ordered and perfect, but it got me thinking that maybe I should show what my collection actually looks like. I see so many of your backgrounds in your movie rooms, and it looks so great, and they've got all these great shelves that are made for movies, for discs, and the cases and stuff, and the entire rooms are just beautiful, and you got your backgrounds there, and you sit in front of them, and like, I wish I could have that. But unfortunately, I do not have the room for that sort of thing, not yet anyway. So I thought I'd show you what it looks like when a collector does not have the room and has to try to kind of figure out where to put all his stuff. It kind of relates in a way to a video I made a couple of months ago about comparing collectors to hoarders, and how collectors at least try to have some kind of order in the collection, even if you don't really have the room. So I thought I'd show you guys how I try to get it together and keep my stuff. So first part is in a room. This is actually my book collection. I also have a bit of a book collection, not as much as the movie thing, but I try to keep that in order. So if we swing over here, that is the beginning of the collection, and this is the science fiction fantasy part of it. Now, these shelves here, as you can see, these are just normal bookshelves, so they have a depth to them that is way more than an actual DVD or Blu-ray disc. So in order to not waste all that depth, I've gotten into the habit of lifting up, doing 2 rows and lifting up the back of it. So what I do is I make these kind of little shelves back there made out of wood, and that kind of lifts it so you see it in the background, and make the most out of the depth of the shelf. Now, sometimes a little bit of the back one is blocked, so in order to get one out, you kind of have to remove the first one and kind of get it back. But it's not perfect, but at least it's, you're able to put stuff. And kind of goes down this way, and here you can see more of the back shelf there. And it's all the way to the bottom here. This is all the sci-fi stuff. And down to there. As you can see, this one here has got a little less room for the one on the back. It covers up a little more, but you can still see the excuse me, this is my most shaky video. You can still see the name of the movie and what it is. And I got some extra room down there. I hopefully won't have to go down there because it's kind of hard to get all the way down here. But for now, this continues over here. I have a drawer there, and I had so much room on top of the drawer, I figured I should do something there. There's room to put stuff. So I ended up building these other shelves here, and I've actually got 3 levels here. So the collection continues up here with the M's, goes down all the way there, down to the 2nd tier, and down to the 3rd tier. And if you look here, you can see these are the shelves that I built. Not the prettiest shelves by any means. But they work to hold these up, and I got these bookends for like $1.50, so they won't fall off the edges there. As is the case, because it is a drawer, you tend to put stuff here in the front, kind of covers it up. I try to keep it clean, but it's kind of hard sometimes. So this continues on. Here's where the TV set is, and I purposely bought a piece of furniture to put the TV on that I could put movies, and that continues there. You got the Star Wars stuff, you got the Star Trek stuff with the little Enterprise there. You got a little room there for wiggle room for growth, and then the comedy section begins and continues over here all the way there. Now these are again, they're really made for books, so and I get these because they're affordable. But so I put a little box back there, sometimes a piece of wood, so the DVDs or Blu-rays won't slide all the way to the back. And I tend to go from left to right and that way instead of down. So it goes that way and that way. Now, my comedy collection is as big, maybe even a little bit bigger, I'm not sure, as my sci-fi fantasy collection. So it does continue this way. Goes up there. And I got this. This is actually the closet where normally clothes go. So you got, continues up there, and again in the back here, if you see, there's a shelf that kind of goes up, that carries things up. Sometimes hard to look, but I can see stuff. As always, the collection's always growing, so I got stuff here that I gotta try to fit in there somewhere. A lot of flashlights because sometimes it can get kind of dark and you need to be able to see it a little bit. That continues there. And the way I work it, and this is especially true of the comedy section, is that I'll do it all in alphabetical order, and I mix in DVDs with Blu-rays. I don't separate them, because when I want to find a movie, I don't want to have to go to different sections. Do I have it on DVD? Do I have it on Blu-ray? And no, I just want to go alphabetically to one section, to the genre, and alphabetically find it that way. So that works for me. But what I tend to do is, if I have 2 or more, maybe 3 actually, of the same actor, I'll make like a little subcategory at the very end of the main category. And I think you can see this here. There's a little bit of Gene Wilder movies here. And this continues here because I had nowhere to go. See, you got the clothes there, so it's kind of in there. Again, that's why I have flashlights. I have this thing here, which eventually I will put up on the wall, and for some light. But you can kind of see the subcategories a little bit back there. I had the shelf there, and I needed more room. I had all this wasted room down here, so I just put them like on the side there, so you can still see them. And again, I can see. I guess I just know my movies so well that I know what that is, and it's Steve Martin, Mel Brooks. It's like that. And then that continues over here. Move this over. I'll close. And that continues up there. And you can really see the categories here. You got Billy Crystal, Chevy Chase movies, Will Ferrell, a bunch of stuff like that. And then you just kind of try to make the most that you can out of the space that you have. Down here, had a little space that I could put a second row into it, beginning here, so I can do it like that. You can see less, but you can see enough again of to know what it is back there. Let's turn on the light. It's right there. There we go. And down at the end there, we got some old LPs. Those are records, young folks. And that continues. Over here I bought a little shelf, again a bookshelf, because they're affordable. We're at the Walmart. And continue the same way down here. And this, at this point, is the TV section. All the way to the bottom. So that's kind of the way I do it, is, you try to use the most you can out of the depth of the shelf. Okay, now, because that wasn't the end of it, of course, this is my studio, my art studio. So I got another one of those shelves, and this begins the action section, action adventure, and we got the other 2 shelves here. So you got that one in the back there. It continues down here, and I've got these tap lights that I've added, so I can see a little light there. Continues to the, at the end here I've got the Jackie Chan section. Got the westerns here. So I got some John Wayne here. Trying to figure out where to put this. It's a lot of shifting, as most of you know. You have to shift stuff over. And that continues down there. We got the war section there, all the war movies, and then foreign films. Let's see, documentaries, and then a bunch of books. Still the books back there. And yeah, you make do with what you have. These, of course, are bookshelves again, so they got that depth. They're always bookshelves. They're just more affordable. And I figure if I don't have a movie room, what am I going to spend money on a DVD shelf, a shelf made specifically for DVDs. So, right off. And over here, whoops, we got this section here. That's where the mystery, suspense, thrillers begin, which is why the light is so moody. I used to have all these in drama. Finally figured out where to put the Jaws movies, because I had them in action for a while and in drama, and so, but thrillers probably a good place for it. Down at the end of it, got a special section for Hitchcock, and then after that, got the superhero movies, including my very first superhero movie, very first VHS, Superman. And then this used to be an old TV cabinet, and my friend was going to get rid of it, and I said, "Oh, give it to me, I could use it." So, got some books down there. A lot of those are the books that I got from earlier this year when they were, earlier last year, I should say. Now it's January 1st. Where my library was throwing away books. I got all these movie books, so show them to you someday if you want. But here I got the horror section, and I've got a little light here as well. A little more light, which you can't see much very well right now because there's daylight. But, yeah, that's my horror section. I've always said I do like horror, but I'm not into the gore stuff and the serial killer. So I think because of that, my horror section is smaller than some of my other sections. I just don't like that gory stuff. So, but I got the subcategories at the end there. I got the Hammer stuff here, and I got which is kind of gory or bloody, but back in the '60s. And I got Stephen King and some Universal Studios monsters, and of course the most horrific movie of all, the Ten Commandments. No, I'm kidding. It's just there because I had nowhere else to put it. I got to make room in the right place for it. So that's horror. And then you go over here, and that's my work table where I do all the artwork and such. And this is all the stuff that I've been showing you guys in the latest haul videos. I got to catalog it all and on my list, my online list, and then start trying to fit it in where it goes. Episode of Red Dwarf. There you go. There's Holly. I like to have a little TV set while I'm painting or sculpting and such. And then over here, I got this metal cabinet, and on top of it, I had room. Any place I can find room, I just build a shelf and then try to add stuff there. Just, this is the animation section. Of course, we got the shelf there. Lifts up the different level, the second level up there. Begins with Disney stuff, and then over here, I gotta put the sticker on there, but that's just the regular stuff. Continues that way. Star Wars trilogy in 1985. They showed it for the first time, all 3 movies at the Egyptian Theater, and I got to go to that. And they gave us a badge. Yay! So to the other side, and animation continues here. And focus. Thank you. Continues, and I got a little subsection here for. Turns out I had a lot of Aardman animation, the stop motion, so that was good. Did that. And then this here continues with the superhero stuff, which I was going to split into DC and Marvel like I did with the comic book stuff, but I just haven't. And here's this guy I got a couple months ago. And it ends with Futurama, because this is a section I have. So this is the area I have to kind of grow on, and which I'm going to actually have to do. So when I get to past this, I don't know what I'm going to do with Futurama. That's the whole problem. See, what do you do when you've got limited space? We go back over here, and finally we got the drama section. Don't ask me why there's a bunch of Godzillas on the drama section. Actually, it's just because there wasn't any headroom in the science fiction section to put them. So they ended up there. This could probably go a little higher. I may actually have to do that. But I do live in Southern California. It's earthquake country, so you can only go so high. Plus, I've had some leaks up here in this, because it's one of these added studios. So I have had some leaks here. I want to be careful with that. But I may have to add on and go a little higher here to make some room. But anyway, drama goes all the way there. Let's see. Yep, all that is drama right there. Goes up to there, which is combos, which are those combo tapes, you know, that you get, like the or discs that like these that have a bunch of movies in them. And yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it right there. So far, I do have some wiggle room there to grow a little bit, but drama's not my favorite category. I say as I've got like 3 levels of it, but there is some wiggle room there. That's what I'm doing with my New Year's Day and with my upcoming vacation. I'm gonna try to organize things a little better, so it won't be such a mess, because after all, the Enterprise deserves better than to be just all messed up like that and with a bag of potato chips, right? So anyway, so there you go. That's my movie collection. That's how I keep it. It kind of seems messy, but I think within the categories, it's organized. So I think that makes me more of a collector than a hoarder, I hope. At least I try to keep it as organized as I can. And yeah, hopefully someday I will have a nice movie room like so many of you guys have, because they just look great. Fantastic. But for now, this is how I have to keep it. This is how I do it. So, all right. I hope you guys are having a good New Year's, and I hope you're watching some movies. Yeah, keep watching those movies, and hopefully we'll all have a much better year. All right.